Brilliant. So my name's Nicola and I'm just recording this. I'm one of the founding directors of Flourish. We've been inviting a number of people in our network to get involved in a session, and we are running a digital online event that this is kind of giving people a kind of backstory to, and it's hopefully going to inspire people to want to get involved. So we've got a number of people who've joined us on this call that we're going to take questions with and talk to separately later. But I just wanted, for those of you that can't join today, and as we're all busy, that's quite a few, this just gives you the kind of back history to what this is all about, and what we're asking for those people who want to get involved. So ultimately, this How To Festival, we're going to launch in 2020. We were going to do it this November, but actually time's got the better of us, and we think that in the build up to Christmas isn't the best time for people to take a breath and start doing some personal development and or planning and thinking time. So we are saving ourselves, doing a better job of it, hopefully, giving ourselves some breathing space to do this in the new year. We're hoping to launch it by January, February. That's the goal. But obviously it'll come down to when we get it all together. So a number of you on the call here today did join us at the How To Festival that we ran in summer last year. So in July last year, we had 18 back-to-back sessions that we ran. It was all about showcasing women change makers. It was all about connecting people and really showing people what an amazing sort of talent we've got within our network, not least when you all get in a room, but also the skills and the knowledge that's there is quite phenomenal. And you know, we can take over the world, frankly. We just need to get organised. And so what we realised was a lot of women in our network have either great sessions to deliver on health and well-being, great sessions to deliver on social enterprise development, great sessions to deliver on creative and digital development. There might be others, but those were the three tracks that seemed to make sense for the physical event that we ran. And we always had the view that whilst we're doing this in the physical world, we're living in weird times, and getting everybody in a room to really make the most of that content you know, is not the only way to do this, and that doing something digital was always part of our goal, so that once we've kind of looked at what these sessions are and got them ready to go, it's not just, you know, the 10 to 20 people we can fit in a room that will benefit from this stuff. It can go hopefully more virtual and more viral than that, and we really hope that people are going to want to get involved, both to learn all sorts of things, you know, that otherwise might cost them a lot of money, or either got to travel to get, or they might have you know, great ways of promoting and showcasing what they do that can then bring in new work and new networks and new contacts for them. That's the kind of premise to it all. In terms of how it'll work, so some of you on the call here might see your shining faces, and those watching back may do as well. So we ran this event, we had all sorts of people involved. We're hoping that those that were involved last time, and we've spoken to most of you, are up for doing a virtual version. And then we've got another 15 to 20 people who are also interested in doing this stuff. And as I say, we've got these three themes of things, and you know, there's a real diverse mix, there's a real range of topics, and you know, put together, it should create a really useful resource of mini webinars that can really help people sort of personally and professionally in terms of the learning and in terms of the connection building. So most people have had an email. This is just a refresher that, to put it into context. So what we're asking people to do is create a 20 to 40 minute webinar. This is not a webinar with people, this is just you talking to your Zoom, which feels a bit weird. I've just been doing it this morning. It is a bit weird, but it creates this content that can then be used in this digital festival. And the idea is that you might record it via Zoom. So if you have access to Zoom, you can record yourself running your little session. If you don't have that, or you don't have a phone or whatever, we can help you if you haven't got access to this stuff. Or if you'd rather just do it with us rather than on your own laptop, that makes life easier for us, because then it's recorded straight to our machine. But if you just want to do this in your own time via your Zoom or via your phone, you can then email the MP3 to us at the info@flourishtogether.org account, which Karen, who's here, and Jennifer will look after, and a lady called Anna as well. There's a few people behind the scenes. So when you email it across to us, and we'll send this all in an email, I'm just sort of flagging this up now. The idea is that you'll send us your video, or you'll set a time with us when we'll record it with you. And then we just need the session title, short description, photo, your contact details, and a little bio if we can. Basically, Michaela did hound most of the people who've done one of these already. So we have got this for people who've already done a session for us, but it might need updating. And for new people, we will need this so that it's all nice and uniform for what we're doing. As I've said, you know, it's all about promoting, you know, promoting people. And we would really ask that those that are involved in this do help promote this with us, whether that's through, you know, however you normally promote things. It might be through social media, it might be through other things, but we'd really appreciate you letting people in your networks know that there will be this resource for people to come to, and this sort of digital festival. And the sort of, I'll come back to that last point, but the what's in it for you really, as we've talked about before, you know, it's a way to create a wider reach to showcase your work ultimately, or a way to give a give back. If you've got lots of people wanting stuff from you and you can't do stuff for free, having this mini webinar that's sitting there that you can refer people to could actually be a good little loss leader for you, so that you can signpost people to that and they can follow up with you for the practical, tangible, paid for stuff. So that's one aspect. Being part of, you know, a positive new project, you know, supporting our change makers, wider social ventures in the wider public to get their hands on some really interesting expert by experience and, you know, women-led content will hopefully be great. And the idea is, you know, that if people will do this mini webinar for us as a kind of in-kind webinar, and then if this takes off, we can run Q&A sessions. I'm going to talk to people about this in a minute, but the plan is we might charge, and the jury's out, we wouldn't charge more than £15 for somebody to come to the How To Festival and have access to all this digital content for, I don't know, a month, 6 months, a year. We've not set a parameter, but basically, you know, a token amount for people to access 30 to 40 free training sessions to upskill themselves, connect to people, have their awareness raised about all sorts of things. And what we'll find is that if we develop like a monthly Q&A event or a monthly something else, then we could charge for those ticketed events where you've got actual direct access to the people running the sessions and that sort of thing. So we can't imagine that everybody's got the hours in the day to do all of this, so we're not assuming it, but I suppose we're setting up this organic idea to see where it goes. And first and foremost, it's giving people some good free content that will boost them, well, fairly free, £15, or we can create free tickets. Good content led by all of us and promoting all of you, basically. That's the premise. And so that makes me say that if you are interested in being part of some of the perhaps real world stuff or additional sessions that we could run to give people direct access to you rather than just these webinars, then we're happy to help create that. And this, you know, you can obviously email us with questions, thoughts and comments at our info @ and it's just giving you a feel for who's behind this. So I'm obviously sort of trying to pull it together. We've come up with this concept and we'll see what happens. A lady called Michaela, who a lot of you will have met if you were at the physical event, is helping with some of the video editing. We might need some additional video editing help. In terms of support, kind of getting hold of our little sessions or having one-to-ones with people to record these things down. We've got Karen, who I'm going to invite onto the call in a sec. Anna, Jennifer, Samira is also helping just to make sure we can do it within the time. And then Vicky, who sadly can't join the call, but it's glad it's being recorded. So hello, Vicky, when you get to listen. She's helping us with the web development. So we're trying to set this up as its own thing, just to not muddy it into kind of being owned or a specific thing through Flourish. Clearly, we're convening it, we're putting it together, we're putting time and resource to a point into making this come together, and we found some resources to create a new mini website so that this can be a standalone thing. And you know, How To Festival .com or whatever, I mean, or whatever's allowed, whatever's left. And then we'll have Vicky create this almost like marketplace. So you'll go in and there'll be like a map, and you'll be able to click on different bits depending on whether you want to go to the health and wellbeing zone, the creative and digital zone, the social enterprise support zone, or there might be like the library. There might be all of our podcasts can go in there, and whoever else has got stuff that they want to tuck in the library can sit there and promote you and give you additional access to people coming through to whatever your websites or your podcasts or your stuff or whatever else. So that's the plan in a nutshell. As you can tell, it's a kind of organic moving thing, but we really hope people are going to be interested, and we hope that people can get in touch with us if they want to find out more, and we'll spend a little bit of time answering some questions now, if that's okay, and speak to people when they get in touch.